How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video here on our channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst, and today I'm going to be talking to you about things that you can practice now on FIFA 20 to get the results on FIFA 21. We're at a stage of the game where obviously not as many people are playing and just everyone's looking forward to FIFA 21. And a lot of people step back and you know, kind of take a chill. If you want to get started on FIFA 21 as best as you can still practice certain elements on FIFA 20 which will carry over onto FIFA 21. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. If you do enjoy the video, please let me know by giving it a big thumbs up, and you can subscribe to the channel. We will have lots of content available here when FIFA 21 does drop. And we do also stream over on twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst. We are giving away 3 copies of FIFA 21, a link in the description for that if you haven't entered already. Right then, let's get into it and talk about the points that we've got today. I'm going to talk to you about 5 different points. Number 1 is going to be right stick switching. It is the bane of pretty much every FIFA player's life. It's, in my opinion, one of the things that can separate you from hitting elite and gold. If you've been stuck in gold all year and you've never felt comfortable right stick switching, you know, this could be one of the reasons why you've never hit that elite. Now, on FIFA 21, EA have tried to make the right stick switching better. They have explained that they've tried to come up with a new sort of way and make things cleaner, especially with the servers and whatnot. It does play an impact on right stick switching. Now, I have done some specific videos on right stick switching, so I will put a link up above me here where you can go and watch them directly. Why do I think this is a key element for you? Well, when you can right stick switch effectively, it gives you the ability to track runs better, but also press as well. We all know that down and left team press is very strong this year. However, when you're 4 minutes into the game, you're not going to initiate that. So just for having the ability to be able to press in the final third with the right stick switching to go from your striker to your cam to your right attacking mid, back to your right back, into the CM, and also move. So if you want to predict where the opponent's going to play his next pass, being able to move that centre back in front of his striker and say, that's your next pass, I'm going to put my guy in front of yours, I've now won the ball back, brilliant. You can dictate and control the game directly from that. One of the biggest things that I think you really should focus on. So if you are sat here watching this video and you are saying to yourself, I have never felt comfortable with right stick switching now, go and practice it now when FIFA's a little bit quieter. Go into squad battles and do it against the AI and just keep giving them the ball back if you feel that's the best way. Go into rivals and just really focus on it and say, you know what, I'm only going to right stick switch this game. I'm not going to use the L1 or the LB, and really drill it in. If you can learn it now, and it's going to be similar on FIFA 21, you know, they've not changed it in a way where it's a brand new system where you click this button and that button. It's still going to be a flick of the right stick. You will feel so much more confident going in on the new game. So that would be my best advice on that one. Go and practice it. Go and look at all the videos I spoke to you about, when to use the LB, when to use the right stick switch, the patterns and how I explain it. Make sure you go ahead and do that. So that is point number 1. Point number 2 is a little bit of a different one and kind of comes down to formations as well. It will be similar on FIFA 21 because football stays the same, right? The only thing is that some formations may be a little bit more popular than others. I'm going to be talking about attacking patterns. In football, in any sport, there is what we class as patterns. Repetition of certain elements of the game which you will see. I always talk about on FIFA, a lot of the patterns you will see come from a triangle. Whether that's a triangle with your right back, right attacking mid, centre mid, whether it's your striker and your 2 centre mids, whether it's the cam, striker, centre mid, it all depends on the formation that you're playing. But what you will kind of see is that you'll lay one pass off to one, send one guy on a run, you play the pass into the other, and then you play the ball into the guy that made the run, and there you have it, attacking pattern complete. Really getting an understanding of what formations do what, how they do everything. I've covered attacking patterns on the the popular formations this year, 4-2-3-1 being the most popular. So make sure you go and watch that, and that will give you a bit of an insight on how formations work and how the gameplay and, you know, the repetitions of it. And if you can do that and you know that that's the way to get in behind on this scenario, and that's the way to fake getting in behind, and instead of laying the pass off, you carry on running directly with that centre attacking mid, it will give you such an advantage going into FIFA 21, knowing that when you pick up your first team, that's the formation you're going to play. You already know how it plays. If crossing's a little bit better on FIFA 21, if something else is a little bit better, we don't know, then obviously we can change it up based on that. But once you know that core footballing mechanic of ball on the deck, 1, 2, 3, 4 run, you've got that kind of in your locker, which will help you massively. So make sure you have a look at that and really dissect it to get an understanding. On to point number 3 now. We're going to be talking about skill moves. A lot of you here will say skill moves, they can change on year to year. EA do make one skill move better, make one worse, and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not saying drill in on this skill move because it'll be strong next year, because we don't know. It might not be. However, what you can do is get comfortable with doing skill moves, right? There is a lot of you here that just say, I don't do any skill moves. That hinders your performance so much. Not in a way that you need to have them to hit, gold 2, gold 1, elite 3. You can hit them without that. But it gives you another little bit of unpredictability in your attack. It makes you versatile. If you can do an elastico, a first time fake shot, a scoop turn, a sombrero, a rainbow, a fake shot stop, la croqueta, whatever it is, that makes it hard for your opponent, because he knows that you've already done an elastico and a fake shot stop la croqueta, and you've done a scoop turn. He's got to keep that in the back of his mind when he's defending in that scenario. And if instead of when you get into that repeat scenario where you did the fake shot stop la croqueta, this time round you do an elastico. And if you've got that in your locker, it makes it so hard for the defenders to really keep an eye on. I know this year it's been a little bit different in terms of the gameplay, that skill moves aren't the best to do because of the chain skill moves, but they've changed that for next year. The basic skill moves have double the amount of skilled chain, so you can do like a bull roll into a fake shot, into an elastico, and you'll be fine. It won't be punished. If you did an elastico, the third one would be bad. It will be better next year. Get the skill moves down now. Nail them now. I don't care whether it's a McGeady spin, a Berber spin, whatever it is that you want to practice. Start to get comfortable with using that right stick. Start to get comfortable with baiting your defender in, getting past him using that skill move. It will do absolutely wonders for you going into FIFA 21. Then when you get your team and you've got some 4-star skillers, 5-star skillers, you automatically feel comfortable in doing the skill move. You can then work out which ones work and which ones don't. Absolutely great idea. Make sure you go ahead and get comfortable with it. Moving on to point number 4, we're going to be talking about composure. A bit of a unique one to kind of practice, because it comes down to getting into game scenarios of one-on-ones. This year, ball rolling the keeper is the best thing to do in a one-on-one. Next year, FIFA 21, we might be looking at finesse shots, we might be looking at chip shots, we might be looking at ball rolling them again. But either way, let's get into our mind knowing, scanning the pitch. When you get in, have you got that extra pass that you could lay off to ensure the goal? Is there anything that you could do? Whether it's you're winning in the 85th minute and you're 3-2 up, and you need to keep hold of that ball and see the game out. Have you got the composure to do that, or do you bottle it every single time? Make sure you go ahead and practice composure as much as you can. I know you may not be playing FUT Champs anymore. I know you may not be playing a load of rivals, but any games that you do, instead of just going on and sitting back and not really focusing on it, really think about these points. Really start to add them in, and it will just give you so much of an advantage when you go into FIFA 21. You don't have to relearn all this again. Instead of going on to FIFA 21 and typing in FIFA Analyst, how to do this, you're already going to be up there as a fairly decent player. Little bit of help from me there just means that you'll be starting FIFA 21 as strong as you possibly can. And then the last point that I kind of wanted to touch on, and I think a lot of people forget about this, unless you are the best of the best player in the world, it's just about keeping the fingers warm. It's repetition. It's doing something over and over and over again and not having a break. Well, not having a massive break. If you put the pad down for the next 2 months and you don't play FIFA, it will take you a good few weeks to get going, along with all the new elements of the new FIFA and what works and what doesn't work. It can be an absolute overhaul of information, all right? Try and keep the fingers warm. If you can log on and play a game here and there, you're still kind of keeping in the rhythm. You're still understanding general FIFA, the general attacking patterns, the right stick switching, the skill moves, the composure. All of that will stay in peak condition. If you put the controller down for a month and you come onto FIFA 21 and wonder why you're not very good, you can't really blame anyone but yourself, in my honest opinion. Those would kind of be the 5 points that I'd kind of go over, along with obviously many others and everything like that. I do have the FIFA tips and tricks playlist, so if you guys are still interested in improving, there's loads of videos in there. You can go through, you can find anything that you need to know with regards to FIFA 20 and what you can use and how to do it. And a lot of them, as I said, will carry on over to FIFA 21. We don't know what the game is going to be like, but FIFA doesn't change an exceptional amount year on year because it is still football. It does still have similar elements, but yes, near post shooting might not be strong next year. You might look at a finesse shot outside of the box instead. We don't know until we play it, but you can still take on a lot of these points here, which are kind of the key points for me. If there's anything else that you guys think that you need to be practicing, pop it down in the comment section below, leave some feedback, and everyone else can have a look at that for us. I want to thank you all very much for watching the video. It is greatly appreciated. I do appreciate your support, and I will catch all of you guys in the next video.